Hey, friends. Who, you know, I'm only 20 minutes late. That sucks. That's not good. That's not good at all. I'm usually never this late, and my most sincere apologies. Um, I guess that's just the best I could do today. And so I did it. But I'm here, and I know there's at least a couple of my friends coming on in 10 minutes. So we'll see how it goes. I mean, I'm Lucinda. This is Monday's Buy It Now costume jewelry, vintage costume jewelry for the most part. Live sale. Buy It Now, BIN. And I'm often 5 or 10 minutes late. I haven't been 20 minutes late in a long time, but I'm going to give myself grace because I'm showing up. I'm doing my best to be responsible, and it's just not easy for me with all the mind, body, spirit cloudiness that I'm chugging through, and that's okay. So today, if anyone comes in, if no one does, I'll just shut her down in 10 minutes or so, and maybe schedule for tomorrow. I don't know, because I have to do 2 sales a week. I need to get to 3. Today I brought a pile of jewelry for Buy It Now, and 4 household wares, vintage household wares. And like I said, yeah, I'm really late. Really late. But I'm here. So I'm Lucinda. Welcome if you've never been to my channel. I appreciate you. That is my email down there. If you bid in this auction and you are the winning bidder and I do not know you, you haven't bought from me before, or I know you but you haven't bought from me before, or you've moved and you've updated your address, I need your YouTube name, your real name, address with zip code, and your PayPal email. I invoice through PayPal. I ship using Pirate Ship. I do 2-week build-up boxes. Okay, so this is week 1. Week 2 ended on Friday. This is week 1. Monday and Friday when I do vintage show and tell. And that saves you on shipping and me on invoicing and time. You don't know me. Nope, Kathy. Who the heck is this wise man? Get out of here. I need to block you, you troll. Hi, Kathy. How's it going? I'm so late, Kathy. Oh, my Lord. Kathy, you don't have a box from me, lady. Knock it off. You don't have a box from me. Unless I missed something huge. But everyone's boxes were invoiced this morning. They're all packed. They're sitting over there. All they need is the tape and my thermal label after they're paid. So as soon as everything is paid, I try to take them in all at once. But if I get most of them paid and there's 1 or 2 hanging out, I'll take them, and I'll take the 1 or 2 later in the week. Kathy, is your box on the mic? What did you want? Some scotcheroos? I don't have any scotcheroos here. Although, that's not true. The purple vase, Kathy Wiseman. Purple. Good Lord, listen to me. Kathy, knock it off. If you actually bought a purple vase and a something else from me, my lady, it was a long time ago, because it has not been since I've been selling again up here. The last time I sold prior to my father passing was on 2/24, Miss Kathy Wiseman. You're just messing with my mind. You on February 7th got an orange bead vintage stretch necklace. Yeah, I mailed that out a long time ago. An orange bead vintage stretch necklace. And yeah, I think you got a little purple vase because your daughter likes purple or something like that. Either you or your daughter. Amethyst bowl antique. Purple. Yeah. But that was 2-3 and 2-7, Kathy. Well, have you tried going to Pirate Ship and looking at the tracking number? I will make a note of it because that was shipped out. Good Lord. Like the second week. That was shipped out at the end of February, and it is May, Kathy. So that doesn't make sense. Kathy, if you never got it in all this time, you should have told me, honey, I wish you would have told me a long time ago. The tracking number is always on your Pirate Ship invoice, Kathy, just so you know, just so anyone knows. You're tracking, I don't email them separately. Your Pirate Ship invoice generates a tracking number. But I'm making a note, Kathy Wiseman, tracking number. Girl, because it's been so long, I don't think we're ever going to find that box. And dang it. I don't know what to do. If we had gone through this, whoops. Yeah, and I made a note. I'm going to look as well, Kathy, but that's good Lord, honey, it's so late in the game to try to figure it out. And it was for like, I don't know. Sorry, y'all, doing some housekeeping for a minute here. Just as long as we're sitting here. $6 and was a $20 order plus shipping. Not a lot, but a lot that I can't afford to lose. Oh, well, we'll have to talk about it and figure it out. Okay. I'm here. I'm sorry, Kathy. I'm here. I know you probably didn't want to bother me right after my dad passed, but if that ever happens again, or if that ever happens to anyone who comes to my sale and you don't receive a box after, like, say 2 weeks, please, dear Lord, email me and let me know so that, maybe we can get it back from the post office. Because, for instance, I put in your correct address. I put in your email. You get the invoices. You get the Pirate Ship. But then if USPS delivers it somewhere else and we can't address it in a timely manner, I don't know what to do about it. And now I feel terrible. Okay. So with that said, I'm going to get started. So I will put BIN in the comments. Kathy, you have me all flustered, which simply means BIN means buy it now. So the first to claim it gets it. Okay. And you either do or you don't. I don't do recaps. So if you come in late or if you watch on the replay, you have a couple days to send me an email saying, hey, I'm interested in that item. Okay. So this is a buy it now choice. We might as well get these couple of things out of the way, and maybe I'll pull them back up later. I don't know. We'll see. Now, these were very interesting. And when I did my research, they're beautiful. I love them. When I did my research on them, prices were all over the map. So I'm kind of picking the middle of that with making a little bit of profit. You have two choices. They are not marked, but they are Anchor Hawking Fire King, which I find to be an interesting combination. And the person I bought them from called them Hull, but everywhere out there in all the other reselling domains is calling them Anchor Hawking. And then people are calling them Fire King. So, okay, let's go with that. They're these beautiful, this is like a periwinkle blue with this like raised leaf pattern coming up. This really nice like Fire King melt glass coming out as little handles. Ruffled top. Inside is totally clean on this blue one. These were never used. Here is the back. I really think these are beautiful. They remind me, these are from the 60s into the 70s, and they very much remind me of like a 30s nightclub look. And they are just about 5 inches tall. So there's a blue one. And then there is this ring light. Bad juju. This is, I think it probably is, if I was on YouTube, coming in correctly. This is a very, not a baby pink, but it's very like sandy pink, if that makes any sense. Sandy pink, same deal. Anchor Hawking Fire King. You know what I would do with these? These are two beautiful vases. You can see the coating over top of the melt glass. Here's the ruffle. The opening is about 3.5 inches wide. And yes, that is about 5 inches. You know what I would do with these? I would actually, this one has a different bottom. See that? I almost feel as though this bottom, that one's older, or that one's older. See that? And they're by the same company, but yeah, you can see the melt glass clearly here. This has like a mold suction place to pull it off, but it's totally polished. So what I would do with these, I would use them for drinks, like a tiki bar. I'm not joking. So there you go. There's 2 of the household items I brought today. 19, your choice. Buy it now. And like I said, I'm not making a huge profit on these. And they are, what is the word? They have lots of panels. They're paneled. There you go. Paneled. Panel. Desperately searching for words here. Okay. All right. So let's do this. I have written all my prices down, so this is very helpful today. This is a buy it now. 2 of them are choice at $12. So you would just tell me which one of these 2 you wanted. And then there's a third one that stands on its own. That is more. I love these. These are from the 70s typically. Let's see if I can have my light back here again. That is shell. These are these 1970s gold tone wire butterfly thick carved shell brooches, and they're little. Okay, thank you, Kathy. I love these. I've actually never seen these with this shell. Here's the back, and I love the little antennae. Someone wore this one quite a bit. I straightened the pin a little. It's early 1970s. These were so popular. And in terms of a size, there you go. It's just a little cutie. That's just a little cutie. And I will go ahead before I show you this one, $12, your choice. And just put the name in and tell me which one you want. And first one to claim it gets it. They're 1.5 inches long. They're so, I really, by 1 inches wide. And the second one is almost the same, but a little different because they were all the wire. See how the antennae are more down here? They were all kind of hand done. This one is mother of pearl wings with a deep carving into the wings instead of just accentuating the brown conch shell. And it has all kinds of beautiful pinks and yellows. A little bit of blue. Same deal. Here's the back. Same side. That's just from its original tag. So either one of those, $12, your choice. I love them both. And I could see staggering these. Yeah. And then we'll pass on that for now. Buy it now. This one is $16. This one is mid 60s, maybe early 60s. It is another butterfly with the conch shell. That's what I'm calling it, but I don't think that's right. So just forgive me. I don't know all my shells. It's got the carvings down on the shell. It's got a different shell in the middle. It's got those classic red bug eyes. The antennae are over that way. It's got a more graceful swoop of the wings, almost like a moth. You see, this is a whole different little shell carved to a point. I love these. And you can see how this one is older, comes past the little clasp right here with a swedge. Is that a little swedge? Yeah, early 60s. Early 60s, 60s, and this was 16. And these with the bead eyes have always been really collectible. Isn't that cute? I love all of them. Yeah, no, not conch shell. That's not right. But this brown, it's the same. It's more muddy as this shell. See how nice? These would look great all in a row, all three. Yeah. 12, 16, and then the mother of pearl was also 12. Okay, they're going back in their bag. Back in their bag. I love them. That's why I started out with them. But you see me, I love brooches. I got them everywhere. Kathy, how is it going over there? I hope we can figure this out, but I doubt it. And that sucks. That sucks. How's the weather? How's it going? What's happening? What are you working on? You always have some like sewing, knitting, or some kind of project. So I'm curious what you're working on. Curious minds. This is a purse. That's interesting. Brand new or repairing? This is the lowest I can go with this. And at that price, I mean, it's insanely. This is glass. This is AB glass. This is not plastic. Any of you who've been with me for a while have seen this. Look at the colors just in the ring light. Imagine if you were outside. It is a flower. Let me get my new intro. Get my little pin. You can see how it's layered, and it comes down with the rods to weave into the metal back. Here is the back. I believe that this is from the 70s. Pin back doesn't really come through. Nope. 70s. It's gorgeous. And the rods that go through all have their own clear rhinestone on the top. And like I said, these are glass. These are usually plastic. That's why this is so expensive. Here it is on my shirt. Any brooch would look great on my shirt. And it is, oh, yeah, there's the Kathy I know and love. 1.5 inches around in diameter. Nautilus and miter. Wow. I love this. I mean, I've brought this several times. No one's ever bought it. I got to tell you, I can't ever go lower than 24. I've never seen glass. It's always plastic, and I'm about to keep this one. In fact, I think I'm putting it to the side because I don't buy stuff I don't like. In that way, if it never sells, I get to keep it. So maybe I'll just hold on for a while and then bring it back, I don't know, in a year. Hey, Becky, how are you? How is it going? By now, this is 16. By now, 16. This is, I love this. I think. Becky, I was actually at the beginning of your sale on Saturday with Erin and Anitra, but I was in such a huge fibro flare, and I put you guys on, and I was gonna just watch, and I was out. And I woke up right as you were ending. It didn't work so well. So, but I was trying to be there. Okay, I'm looking for the clasp. This thing is, I honestly could ask a lot more for this, and I would probably get it, but I'm okay with it. There's the clasp. It is rods with connecting links. These are faux pearls, as far as I know. Clear with luster in a gray tone with luster. It is very long. It has the rhinestone rondelle balls. They're all intact. So it has like what? Seven in between, and then the rondelle rhinestone balls. This is really well constructed. I'm thinking this is 60s, late 60s. Is really, really long, y'all. Really, really long. Absolutely no damage, no scratching that I could find. And see how long it is. If I didn't know any better, I would say it was a flapper necklace. However, let me get Dolly. However, hi Tanya, how's it going? However, the clasp is too modern for me to say that it's from, the 1920s. I mean, let's get real. But it is long enough that you could wear it as such. It is spectacular, especially the rondelles. So how long is it? Well, I'm going to guess, considering that this would go below my belly button, 34, 36 inches, but you can also wear it doubled. And because it does have a clasp, you know, you do that if you want, but I would just put it over my head and loop it back around. It's really sweet piece. Buy it now. Means you just put the item that you're interested in the chat. First to claim it gets it. Let me put this down here. Tanya, how's it going with all your birds? I know you really do have birds. You have birds, and then you have birds. Birds, and then you have birds. And your fountain garden with the hummingbird, yeah, that was incredible. I have hummingbirds that like pine trees, and the pine tree pollen from the pine cones and the sap on the pine needles. And they love my garden. So when I go outside and I have like a pink, red, or blue hair tie in, this happened yesterday. They come right up and try to land on my head because it's a flower, because there's nothing but green and brown surrounding me. And yesterday one came and swooped at my head like that. And I was like, whoa, instant reaction. And I was like, that was a hummingbird. I could have had a hummingbird in my hair. And instead I panicked. So I have to remember that the hummingbirds up here like to swoop onto my head, right? Gigi. Hello, honey. Oh my gosh, Gigi. I'm so in arrears from giving you a phone call and checking in on you. I'm sure you know that I have had a lot going on in my life, honey. But Gigi, I need to give you a call. Gigi, I hope you're doing well, sweetheart. I have not seen you for a while. So this is a buy it now at 18. Here's the thing. I actually don't know where I got this from. And I don't even know if I bought it or if it was put in my package on accident, if it was a gift. And there's a thing about it. It's still, look at this. I have no memory. These are glass, orange, raised, really nicely cut stones. Look at all the color and the bling. See the height? Yeah. This is spectacular on this gold tone. It's definitely vintage. I mean, it's cut like real stone. I don't know stones. I don't have a presidium. I can't imagine these are real stones, but hey, who knows? I wouldn't even know what orange stones were, but I don't think so. See, no, it's got an AB coating. Nope. But they did leave the back open. And here's the deal. It's an earring, I guess. See there? And then the wire comes out. So I'm assuming it's a really long earring. I only have one. Now, I thought about this, and I did, because I've been starting to do some of this work lately. I thought about this, and I could do it. Look, imagine if there were two. I thought about cutting this wire off and putting in metal and then a jump ring and making this into a pendant. And I could do all that. I mean, it'll back at a lot more, and I have to find the right chain. So if it doesn't sell on its own, that buy it now for 18, that's what I'm going to do. Because it's stunning. And like I say, no maker. It's really long. It's definitely vintage. I don't know. Did I buy this from someone? Maybe. Brand Grief. Do not know. So unless someone claims this in the next couple days or during this chat, and I don't do recaps, people, please remember that. This is going to go over into my repair, replace, make new, make different lot. Made by Yasmin. Hello, Yasmin. Welcome in. Hi. I've met you before. Very happy to have you here today. Today, my Mondays are all a buy it now. And I mostly have costume jewelry. All different qualities, if you will. Let's do this. So, Yasmin, if you are interested in an item, and I'm sure you've been to other auctions, you just claim it. You put the item name in or the price in, and it's yours. First to claim it gets it. That's how it works. And thank you so much for coming to my channel. To my sister-in-law, Terry. What's up with Terry, Gigi? Oh, Tanya, go do your thing. Thank you for popping in. Ooh, nice. I hope you get some great stuff. Do a show later. Okay, so this is, okay, first, let me show you the clasp. This is the clasp. It's like this on a cloisonne double strand bracelet. And I like the fact that it's done like this. Here's what I want to say. This clasp, I do not know if it was the original clasp that was put on there. However, I think it was. And what I'm pretty sure that I would say about this, it's on metal within the metal pinchers. The beads are strung on metal. And then onto this clasp. I think these were vintage beads. Woo! Tanya, I just saw your little short with how much drawers and drawers and trays you have. Go get more, girl. And if you ever clear out and you've got a lot of costume, name me a price. I'll buy it in bulk. Tanya, oh my God. Okay, so I think is someone found a necklace with these beautiful old vintage cloisonne beads and bronze spacers and did a repop into a bracelet. And I don't have a problem with that. These are, let's see if I can, let's try to show you one. See that? They are raised. I don't know if it would make a difference if I showed it like that, but they are raised. Here is this one, floral. Here's the raised floral balls. There are red bronze. Here's a big pink floral one in the middle. And they have this one has this really nice pattern raised, like filigree work soldered on the top. Here is a beautiful blue. Look at that. Random design. So, and there's another one of the long rectangular ones. It's a really nice piece. Hello, how's it going, Bruce or Dennis? How are you? All kinds of people up in here, and George popped in. So it fits on my wrist. My wrist is a 7.25. middle of a lady's medium. So it would fit a 7 to a 6.75 top end of a lady's small. And it's beautiful. It's just been, Bruce, it's just been repurposed, but they are old vintage beads. Do I have a shop, Yasmin? No, not really. I have stuff on eBay under a different name. But it's not the type of things that I sell anymore, so I don't really advertise it. This is my shop for right now. I will start listing things again on eBay, but only my jewelry. That's the main thing I do these days. So I need to clean it out. Do you have a shop? So the inner dimensions of this bracelet are hard to measure. It's metal and the clasp is very wide, but my wrist is a 7.25. So let's just go with that. Okay. So again, that was, I don't know anymore. Whatever the price was, I said there. Let's find out what it was I said. I know I did. Did I not? 26. Okay, that's what I thought. Just double checking. So Yasmin, do you have a shop? That is what I want to know. Do you sell jewelry or just collect jewelry? You don't have to tell me. I'm just curious. And again, please remember, everyone, I do not do recaps. Okay, now for something totally different. Thank you, everyone that's here. I appreciate it. This is going to be 22. Buy it now. It is this light is blowing it out right off the bat. This gorgeous I don't know if this is agate. I forgot. Agate or jasper. Dragon, carved dragon's head. Look at his ears flowing back like this. It's very fierce. The ridges on the top of his head, the horned nose. You can see the mouth. The eyes are inset. Look at the bottom. Yeah, that's agate. Okay, this is like a moss agate. A moss agate. Here's the back, and it's got so many layers. I've shown several of these. They were cut and made by a little family up here in my valley, and I bought some. Good Lord, it's been a while ago. It's got a lot of color. It is about almost inches long and about an inch tall. It's a really nice dragon, moss agate. 22. Buy it now. Looks like agate. You think moss agate, right? But the minute I turn over the bottom, that's what it looks like. Moss agate. It's a really nice chocolate brown, loads of colors. It's a good one. If you like dragons, someone wants to talk to me, but I don't want to talk to them. Sorry about my phone. Okay. Let's see, what else do I have going on? I have a lot of Mondays is my like very random day, if you will. Monday is my random day. I think this is the last I've ever offered this, but you know, I've had it for a little while and I'd like to, hi, Blue Flamingo. How are you? Trying to turn my ring light to a different, let's see what happens with orange. How are you? I would like to move this out to someone else. I love my plastics. I love my lubricants. This one is a little small for me, I believe. So I think this is more contemporary, but I absolutely love it. The little sand dollar look in the white that they splotched on top of the brown. I think it's so much fun. That is not a pinprick or anything else. It's just a piece of the white that they did a multi-layered design. It's got a clear coating over the top. And it's thick. It's very thick. 17. Yeah, see, it will not go over my hand. Will not go over my hand. And I do have larger knuckles and I wear big rings and all that. I always usually have mega bracelets on, bangles. And that's why I'm not keeping it. Otherwise, I love plastic and I would be keeping it. It is 2.5 inches, which would be like a 6.75 ladies small. But because it's kind of concave in the middle, right? It kind of goes in. I would say 6.5, which is a ladies small in the middle of a ladies small, okay? I'd like to say 6.5 just to be on the safe side. See how it kind of goes inward? Yeah. It's a really nice piece. Okay, Gigi, you be right back. This was 17. And because I don't do recaps, anyone who comes in, do put your speed at 2 times, and go through, because I don't do recaps. And Mondays are generally my shorter day as well. And because I'm just getting back to reselling after taking a hiatus. After my father passed, my mother passed in June. It will be 3 years, and I was her caretaker. And then my father passed March 5th, and I was his. So it's been 4 years of nonstop, and I just got moved back up to my house at the end of March. So for me, it hasn't even been 2 months where I finally have a chance to grieve. And so I'm doing the best I can, y'all. These are 25. 25. These do not have a maker. They do not have a maker. This is another item I've had for a little while, and I'm completely perplexed. Look how fantastic the metalwork or puddling is on the back. Early 1950s. I'm pretty sure it is carved check glass, opalescent. Here on the bottom. Let's do one at a time. And they're made, so this is backwards. They're clip-ons. This is backwards. Buy it now at 25. They're made to mirror each other like this. Right? Ooh, that looks pretty with my shirt. So I'm going to see if we can see carving. There you go. See the carving in this beautiful white and green glass? And then down here is the opalescent leaf. 3 faux pearls. Blue ABs. There, 3, 4, 5. They are really lovely. Raised up high. And I really do believe this is the this and this are Czech glass that Japan saved from Czechoslovakia before the war broke out and all the glass was destroyed. That's how Czech glass got spread out so far and wide and wound up in things like clip-on earrings. Yep. Okay, bite 25. I don't know. Is that, first off, two things. Is the light blowing out the color? And am I glitching constantly? I do not have my YouTube app on. So it would be good to know. Anyone could tell me. Anyone who is here paying attention, you could tell me, hey, you look terrible. I can't understand what's happening at all. You're glitching nonstop because I don't see it here. But up here, I have a lot of choices for internet. And it tends to freeze for just like a couple seconds. And it's still workable, but it's odd and disconcerting. Nobody's going to tell me. Okay. Okay, y'all. I've been, oops, what did I do? Create a marker. You know, me and technology, come on. Thank you, everyone who's here. I don't know what's happening now. Let's try that again. There you go. That was really funny. Okay. Uh-oh. I can't get them. I keep everything in bags and I put them back in bags every single time. So these are more contemporary. What does that mean? I think they probably came out in the 80s or 90s because the whole amber craze happened and realized people were starting to collect the vintage plastics hard and heavy again. They are like a tortoiseshell amber lucite. One has more than the other. They have a lot of different color variation. They are for pierced ears. They do not weigh much at all. They're very thick, so they're raised high up on your ear. Yeah, and they're about 1 inch in diameter. See the color coming through? So depending on the sunlight and depending what angle, they're carved almost like old buttons, right? I really like them. That's why I picked them up. Tortoiseshell lucite, pierced ears, post back. Okay. Well, I'm not I am not getting anywhere so far. Not sure, y'all. On days like this, I don't get anywhere real fast. I often just decide to just not. To just not. Okay. Let's do a BIN choice. By a choice of 11 on these two. This one I do not believe has a maker's mark, but it does seem to have a teeny tiny little fuzz. Probably 1980s burnished red metal gold tone rose. Stands way up. It's probably about 1.5 inches long. A nice, sweet little pin. Here is the back side. Oh, no, the pin back goes through far enough all the way out to here. Yep, it's a 60s. It's a mid 1960s pin, but it does not have a maker. It's very nice. So there's the first one, 1960s rose, $11, your choice. And this one has a maker, and it does not say Avon. Okay, it's not Avon, but I can't make out the maker. I tried and tried the other day. I can't. I tried and tried to figure this maker out. I can't do it. It almost looks like it wants to say JJ, but I don't think so. This one is the pin back just barely comes through. So I'm going with 1970s. It's a tiny polished and it has texture. Gold tone apple. I think the two of them would look really cute together. I like the details here, and I love that this is a raised metal, and I love that the rose is that burnished red. So this is just a little guy. Just a little guy over here. So the two of them together, I think, would be really pretty. And each, if you bought them both, I give them both to you for $20. I think they would go great staggered together. Okay. Okay. So they are going down. Need to go in a bag. They are not currently in a bag. I am batting out, y'all. What are we interested in today? Appreciate that you're here. I try to also do Mondays faster, and Fridays, my show and tell Fridays is generally where I my special collectible makers names, higher end pieces. I throw in some on Mondays, but Mondays is kind of more middle of the road and lower end. And that's why they're buy it nows, because I don't need a bidding war. I just need to make a small amount of profit on what I spent. So I try to keep it simple for y'all. Hi, Lenore. How are you? What's going on? So this is a buy it now of 36. And good Lord, I am going to forget the name of this stone already. I paid more than $36 for this. However, I love it. However, I have been sitting on it for a long time. And so I'm ready to pass. Oh, zoisite. That's what it is. Zoisite, the stone. ZOISITE. Zoisite. It is found in Africa. And I think, Africa. A gentleman found it in a mine in the early 1900s. And then I think he died, like 1910. He died. And red coral in the middle with silver tone spacers. He died, and they didn't find the mine again until recently, pretty much recently, because this is now all over the market, and it not used to be. They started mining it out recently. It is beautiful. It is soft. That is red coral in the middle. It is a moss green with a pink. The clasp is a hook clasp. It does have writing on it. It does have a maker. It also, the clasp says sterling silver. So that's fantastic. But these little balls in between here, I sincerely doubt but spacers. I don't think they're sterling silver. It's very long. It's really pretty. And here is the extender. It's about 2.5 inches extender with a ball. And it's really, I'll tell you how long it is. Let's do this. Let's get my hair out of the way. There you go. I think it's beautiful. And each stone, you can flip it, and it has more or less of the pink and the green, and then this red coral. Yeah, I paid more than $36, and it is worth more. So, hitting right here on me with using almost the full extender, that is 18 to 20 inches. So if I pulled up the extender further, you could get it to be about a 16 inch. Okay. Thank you for looking. And remember, I think this might say, I need new glasses. And even with a magnifying glass, I've been having a hard time. I know it says silver. And it might say J. This might be a J King. I just can't remember. And my hair's in here now. I can show this to you all, but you're not going to be able to read it. You're just going to, know that there's writing there. Yep. Okay. So I appreciate everyone's here. I hope you at least give me a thumbs up. Oh, thank you, Becky, for answering that question. I appreciate that. So I have been trying to sell this piece, and I paid, I think, $45 for it for a year. And I don't want to keep dragging it around in my inventory at all. So how about if I drop the price? And then if I drop the price and no one is interested still, maybe it'll go in a giveaway if I ever hit 500 subscribers. So no, Becky, that's fine. Thank you for answering me, honey. I appreciate it. So I just dropped the price of that to $26. Means I'm losing almost $20. If someone's interested, If not, it's going to go away to if I ever reach 500, like I said. There you go. That's all I got. Okay. Becky, how's your day going? Are you invoicing away? Are you preparing for a sale? What are you doing? Are you getting a box ready to ship? Yep. I did that yesterday. I had an option to go out to an event for an hour and a half, which I would have had to drive 20 minutes each way to get there, or to do my invoicing and packing everything up. Well, I did the responsible adult thing and stayed home and packed everything up and got everything written down and then inventoried it all this morning. I dearly wanted to go out, but oh well. Okay, this is a brooch. Buy it now for $21. This is, I think, 70s. and has this giant faux pearl and all these gorgeous rhinestones. It's almost like this crazy starburst, if you will, because it's layered, or more atomic, like a spinning. Yeah, I know that one too. And what's interesting to me is this is the bottom. So it's like, there you go, like ribbon, like the pearl is sitting in ribbon. It's layered. Rhinestones have a ton of color in the sunlight. Let me change the mode of this again. This is going to be interesting when I get into my, there you go, my back behind there under my sleeping loft. I have a huge rectangle light box on the ceiling that has 5 color modes, just like a ring light, but extra bright. And that whole area is going to be nothing but my vintage business. And all I have to do is get up. Now I have to get up and flick the light switch to change the color. And it's so bright, and it's just so much better than this setup. And I won't have to have things out on my dining room table anymore. I mean, it's going to be fantastic. I've been wanting one place to do all my vintage for a long time. Here is the back. The pin just barely pokes through. That's why I say late 70s, very early 80s, maybe. And it's big. It's big for 21. It's really big. And I'm not used to that design. It's really glorious to me. Glamorous design, like a movie star. 3 inches. It is 3 inches in diameter. Does anyone know what that line is from? The movie star. Anyone know the next line? It had to do with a TV series with a boat. TV series with a boat. Anyone? No one? Okay. Well, I haven't brought a ton, but I have definitely brought a good amount of items, and nobody's interested today. And, that's okay. They're just not, they're not a great day for sales. And right now is very tough. Double checking that I know what I'm talking about. It's a Napier. This is a Napier. Right now, it's been really tough on all of us to decide. We keep adding to our collections, if we spend money, if we're saving money for eggs, if we're, So, I mean, I say that and I laugh, but it's not funny. Whole kind of reshuffling our thought process around what we're doing with money, which is actually okay. We should be thinking like that all the time. So it says Napier, Napier. It's a highly collectible costume jewelry, and I think this is like copper. I didn't pay a lot of attention to that. I was just trying to make sure that I remembered that it was a Napier. Hold on. Let's get into that. No. Patent pending. So this is an older one, probably early 1950s. And it is a gorgeous gold tone. Each piece is articulated. It's in perfect condition. Napier. It's like choker style, but it's not a choker. I love this, and I love when they have movement. Napier is a solid name in the costume jewelry world. Here is the small clasp, and patent pending. Everyone was ripping each other off in the glass world, in the jewelry world. And so for a long time in the 30s and 50s, everyone was putting patent pending on their stuff. Here you go. If it was on, this is how it would fit you. So it is just about 15, 16. And look how gorgeous that is on. Look up Napier. Napier. Yep. 25. Buy it now. You just put the name of the item in and it's yours. It's that simple. So, been on almost an hour. Probably do about 5 more items and be done because I haven't sold a single thing. And I love all of you, and you keep me sane. You keep me together. You've held me together through COVID and then through both of my parents' passings and caregiving. Yeah. But still, my time is money, and I am still unpacking and doing this and doing that. And so there's a lot I can do, including cooking my own dinner. I have a bear up here. I have a bear up here. Actually, it's 2. They're cubs. In the spring, they live with them for 2 years. So these were twins. Or maybe not, maybe just siblings. Bear cubs live with their mom for 2 years, and then they leave, and they leave in the spring. Up here in California, Mendocino County, they kind of go into semi-hibernation. So last year, they learned with their mother to break into people's garages and get into their deep freezers. Mom taught them that. This year, they're on their own without mom. So they are breaking into workshops. They're trying to get into people's houses, to get into their kitchens. They have done so right over here at my neighbor, way over there across the ravine. But the only thing that kind of makes them move is actually shooting shotguns like to the side of them or into the dirt, and then they kind of just walk slowly away. So again, last night, for the 5th time in 2.5 weeks, I heard that. And I'm just like, oh, please, dear Lord. Then this morning I went outside. This is what is claim it for 25. And first my dog started chasing something down the hill, and I was like, oh my God, what is that? Well, it was a bunny, a hare that they're like 3 feet tall that run by the window. It was going down the driveway, so my dog chased it, and then ran into some turkeys way far away, and then came back and went up past the house to where the driveway goes up to the dirt road to get out of here onto the highway. And there was its mate, and he chased that. But in my mind, the first thing I thought when he started running was, oh, Lord, he's chasing a bear. This is going to be disastrous. All right. So enough of the bear story. I now have a pistol, so I can shoot into the ground. And I tell you, it's the last thing I want to do. So this is very old, blown glass. It's almost like rolled. It's very interesting. I'll show you in a minute. And it was standalone. And so I put this pewter angel on it because I got tired of it having no cross, no nothing. It was selling. Yeah, no, Becky, they wouldn't care about that. I wish. So that is a pewter angel. And yeah, it's got to be much louder than that. And here is the vintage beads. Look at that. See what I mean by rolled? So if you know anything about blown glass, it is rolled on a tube as they blow into it and then cut it and cool it. And that's what these beads have all been rolled. They're very old vintage beads. They have these, silver tone filigree caps, but they have rods going through, connects together. There's different sizes. See the long ones, small, larger. And it's not super long. This is a clasp. It doesn't say anything. I'm going to assume this is from Italy. This is my assumption. Yeah, I wish, Becky. I do have an air horn, and I do have something called a bear alarm. Bye, Kathy. Have a good one. Thanks for popping in, and I will read the IG. So this, too, is about 15, 16 inches, and then with the A hanging down, it is almost 20. I think it's really sweet, and I love the beads. I love them. They are very old. Now, with all of that said with the bears, I'm very afraid that they are going to break into my house, or my dog is going to chase them, and they're going to, instead of turning and running up a tree, they're going to not care. They're going to hurt him. However, I want to tell you that all of us up here in this little valley and in this little neighborhood that they've made their territory, bears have a territory of 50 miles. We are doing our best to live with them. So, electric fences, not keeping the garbage for longer than a week because we don't have garbage service. On and on and on. We're all doing all of that, but they are fearless. And so none of us are trying to shoot and kill the bears. No, not at all. We live with predators. We always have mountain lions, coyotes, bobcats, bears. We live with them. However, if they start getting too aggressive, then at some point we don't have an official fishing game trapper anymore. We're going to have to hire a private trapper. And that means that the bear will be killed. And that would suck. So I just wish that they would hear those noises and stay away. I don't know. I don't understand why. I don't know why. That doesn't scare the bejesus out of them. It would scare the bejesus out of me. If someone fired a shotgun into the ground behind me, like, many feet away, I would be like, I'm out of here. Nope, Becky. They don't relocate bears. They don't relocate them anywhere in California. They don't relocate them in Yosemite. They don't. If they become too familiar and get threatening or popping into people's houses, they kill them. It's only in places, I think even Yellowstone National Park. I was just reading something this morning. They don't relocate them. I think it's terrible. But you know whose fault it is? Our fault. Humans leaving trash 2 weeks to a month in a shed that stinks. Compost bins, chickens that don't have an electric fence around them, sheep that aren't guarded by a big sheepdog. It's our fault. And that's why they get habituated. Just like all these people who go to Yosemite and just spew their trash everywhere or leave it in their tent car. It's our fault. Okay, so this is really cool. This is from probably the 60s. This is glass. Wait a minute. This one? These are the lucite beads with silver, or is it gold? Hold on. So sorry. I can't. Gold foil, crinkled over who knows what inside. Very interesting. This is glass AB yellow. This is ceramic, and it is a dark yellow. I don't think it's showing. I apologize. There you go. That's better. It's a dark yellow. And they have like this touchstony, really interesting cutout. It's very interesting. I've never seen something like this. And then this is just an acrylic, multifaceted, faceted, dark yellow plastic bead. There's another different style up there. It has you can tell this is an older, might be 50. Extender, that's about 3 inches. And here is, and it is on, looks like fishing line, but I have something to say about it. Here is the clasp. It is very worn. It's wearing down. It's like pot metal. So generally, necklaces like this would be strung on cotton string if they're from the 50s and the 60s or earlier, not fishing line. However, this clasp is so old. So here is what I'm thinking occurred with this piece. I think that this is the original and that it broke and someone restrung it using fishing line because the string broke, because it does. And again, I hope you're seeing that color. This is a really fun, fabulous piece. 18. Think of summer. And I just love the divots and all that. And it's daffodil yellow. I do not think that's coming across, at least not on my computer. And then this gold foil, 18. Oh, how's the daughter, Gigi? How old is the daughter? My daughter is 35. How old is your daughter? She's just enough to be a very smart adult and not getting too much, if any, trouble anymore. Thank you, Gigi. It was 18. It's like in a daffodil yellow. Daffodil. My computer always blows out all the colors on everything. Okay, I'm going to show another couple pieces, and then I'm going to be finished because nobody's I love that you're hanging out with me. I need all of you. I care about all of you. But I already went into it. Is there something that someone wants or is interested in that I can show you that I'm not showing you? Or even next time? Let me know, please. By now 16. I love this. I've had this for a long, long time. I only brought it to a sale once. I think because I just really, really liked it. And then I just had it at my mom and dad's house, which will be on the market in a week, hanging on my display. Here is the clasp. Doesn't see anything. Oh, it does say something. Get out of here. It says India. Oh, it says India on the clasp. But it's nothing to write home about. And then it is this black plastic, these hollow silver, but here's what I love. These huge orange and white plastic amber looking beads. Man, this, I mean, it's, there you go. Dark orange like amber, and it has white all through it, and it's heavy. This is a heavy necklace. And I love plastic. If you don't love plastic, that's okay. I sell a lot of plastic. I love old plastic jewelry. I would say this is probably from the 80s. Do you see all the white in here? This may be lucite. I don't know if I ever checked this piece. Yes. The white in here. Let's see if I can, sometimes I can get this lately. Yep, it turns green. So I believe the white turns green. The orange does not. I believe that, see that? I believe that these are older plastic beads from who knows what, and they were restrung and sold. Possibly even, this is very Tibetan style, these hollow beads. And in Tibet and in India, they are known to take apart older jewelry and put it back together and resell it. So that's kind of what I think this was. See down there? Yeah. And then these big black solid, well, no, look. This black one has white right here as well. Let's see if that glows. What the heck? 53. Well, there you go. Well, the black turns a little green. I mean, there's the purple, but it also has a little bit of green. The white really just shows up more as purple. That was the exercise and having fun. So in this, if I had it on, it's going to come down. Well, hell with it. Heck with it. There you go. See, I think it's great. If you can wear a heavy necklace, this is fabulous. It is heavy. Muppets. Hi, Muppets. What's going on? Look who's here. Gigi's here. Gigi's here. She was just talking with her daughter. Muppets. Say hi to Nightmare. You just got done working. Wow. Okay. Well, and now I'm trying to put this. Yeah, so literally this was used just as display on my stuff in my office at my dad's house for about a year. So it's just, so I'm very eclectic. I've been selling costume jewelry since 2001 on eBay. I've been thrifting and involved in the resale business and selling at flea markets since I was 18 with my mother. Yep. I mean, sorry, there's a lot of pollen right now. So I like what I like. And a lot of my regulars like it too. But if you know, it's up to you if you do or not. And you never know what you're going to find here. Sometimes, you know, I have check glass. Sometimes I have semi-precious stones. Sometimes I have lots of AB crystals. Sometimes I have just plastic bangles. You never know. So I showed this already at 16. I just want to take a moment to show it again because I may have a few new people. These are faux, like a gray black and a luster white pearls with the ball rondelles in the middle. It is 34 inches long. It is flapper length. It is $16 and it does have a clasp. I just thought I'd show it again. It's pretty freaking spectacular. I love this. And $16, I could be asking probably almost 30 with those rondelles in there. But I'm okay with 16 if anyone was interested. Okay. Muppets, look at you dropping Becky's link. That's very nice. Tanya was here a little while ago. She had to run to the thrift store because she needs even more. She needs even more jewelry. And Bruce and Dennis here. I don't know if they're still hanging out. I think a lot of times, well, I do this. People come in and watch and listen while they're also working. Oh, Gigi, you would like this beautiful necklace, honey? Sold to Gigi. Thank you, sweetheart. If I could, it would help. Thank you, Gigi. It's really pretty. Gigi, thank you. It's yours. It's going over there. Yay. Now, you remember that I do the 2-week build-a-boxes. So I won't be billing, until the end of 2 weeks. And this is the first day of week 1 because I sell on Mondays and Fridays. You remember that, Gigi? And if you're wanting something like right away, tell me now, okay? Because, if you want it right now because you're busy and you don't think you're going to come back, I can just go ahead and send you a invoice for the one item and get it out with this round of packages from my last 2 weeks. And I am totally willing to do that. What is this in this box? Almost done for the day. Well, now this is really pretty and these match. I'll do this and then I'll bring a household piece and then I'm gonna pop off and have to make my dinner. Okay. Yes, Gigi. Wait a minute. Yes, what, Gigi? You want them right away by themselves? Say yes again if that was right, please. Just type yes again that you want me to email. Yeah, to send you the invoice and send the package out this week, Gigi. Just put yes again. And then I'll know. Okay, these are by now of 18. And I love these. These are called Climber. They're clip-on earrings. They're really nice. Definitely early 50s. Well, maybe now, because of the faux pearls, I'll go with 60s. Okay, Gigi, you got it. I will bill you and get it out this week. Here is the front. And how do these go? So that's wrong. These are, again, those mirror images. Goes like this. This part goes up your ear. this beautiful AB rhinestone at the bottom, the clear stones going swooping up, climbing up your ears. And then what you could say are, you're welcome, Gigi, are faux pearls. I mean, to me, that's why I say 60s. The quality of it all is really nice, but these faux pearls are just like little bits of plastic. But the rhinestones themselves, the flower, the AB, the climbers, look at that. Instant elevation. Wow, man, that's sexy. Look at that. Dang, that's so pretty. Wow. I love these things. I remember when moms wore them, and these would have been a going out on the town thing. Wow. And so it's got 1, 2, 3 small, medium, large, swooping up ears. And here's the back. No maker, but look how well the puddling is done. Very well made. It's just the faux pearls that aren't so great, but they're definitely 50s, 60s with those pearls. Well, it could have been right after the war, and so they chinched out on the little bit of the plastic faux pearls, or it could have been moving towards the early 70s, one or the other, because this metal is very well done and the stones are great. No maker, like I said. How tall are they? Let's find out. And I appreciate everyone who's working. I appreciate all of you. I really do. They're about 1.25 inches tall, and these are hard to, in 1.5 inches wide, climbing up your ear, because they're in a circle. It's a little bit difficult to parse that out. They are stunning. Imagine in the sunlight. Those would be really pretty. Okay, so, well, Muppets, I'm glad you popped in right at the end. I think, I brought, let me make a note for Gigi to invoice and mail out this week. Okay. I have been on for 2.5 hours, and I sold 1 item. So I appreciate that people came here. You could have been anywhere today, and you came here. You hung out with me and my friends and your friends, and you lurked and you worked, and you got a feeling for what my channel is about and what Mondays are like. I appreciate the heck out of that. I hope that you will come back on Friday and see what Friday show and tells are like. I would love it if you gave me a thumbs up, and I would love it if you subscribe. I'm really trying to get to 500. It's imperative that I build this business and that I create one more small business in order to survive and be able to keep this beautiful homestead that my mother and father have left in my care. Yeah. And speaking of that, this is a book by my father. It was his second most popular book he ever wrote. And I have maybe 30 of these, and maybe 40. And then Altered States of Consciousness, and a couple, I think 1 or 2 others that he wrote. And this one is autographed. This came out, and Psychological Processes Incorporated is on the back. So he had it up for himself. That was his company. Why is it blowing it out? It is autographed by him. And yeah, I am selling these 1983. Yeah, I am selling this for $20. So if anyone's interested on reading about one of the most definitive books on the research about states of consciousness, and I'll also start bringing altered states of consciousness, and then I'm going to put them on like Abe's books or something like that. There are no autographed books out there except for what I have. $20. And that's my dad. You can do your research. Oh, Gigi. Blessings. So there you go. If anyone's watching on the replay, you can email me, and I'll see everyone on Friday. Gigi. Gee, you're going to read my dad's book, honey? It's actually really, really interesting. And if you Google my dad's name, he was a really, really, he was famous. He's famous around the world. He was really well known in his field, and he took a field that was just a little popular and helped blow it up. And yeah, it's known as transpersonal psychologies and parapsychology these days. Thank you, Gigi. It will be coming to you along with your necklace. Yeah, Nightmare, look up my dad. Look up altered states of consciousness. Look up On Being Stoned. Okay. I love you all, and I will hopefully see you on Friday. Have a fantastic afternoon and evening, and Gigi, bless your heart. I will get this out to you. And even though I'm really struggling to just even get dressed and feed myself correctly these days, I am going to call you. Bye, everyone.